All right, so wrong page. This is your assignment that you're doing as we read 12 Angry Men. So in person, everyone was assigned a juror who they will be following throughout the course of the story. So if you are reading online, you have not been assigned a juror. You just need to choose one, and you can choose whichever one you want. Just as you read, if one jumps out at you, just keep going with that one. That's totally fine. So what you're going to do is, so I have an example here, but what it is, you're going to, throughout the story, they're all claiming different things about guilt and innocence. And we're just analyzing their arguments. And remember, the three parts of an argument are claim, evidence, and warrant. So the claim, so did they vote guilty or not guilty and why? Evidence will be a quote from the text about what they said. Why did they vote that way? Just put their exact words there. And then what was the juror's explanation? Why was that reasoning? Just elaborate on it. Then you will talk about whether they use ethos, pathos, or logos in your opinion. And then do they use any logical fallacies? If so, which one? And then you will just give your own opinion. Were they effective in convincing the other jurors? I mean, if the jurors in the story were not convinced, then probably not, but it's also your own opinion. So just, did it work? Did it not? Explain. So here's the example. Did they vote guilty or not guilty and why? So this is juror number 10. The accused boy is guilty because he is from the slums. That's summarizing the claim of juror 10 at one point. I've lived among them all my life. You can't believe a word they say. I mean, they're born liars. So that's his evidence for why the boy is guilty, because they're born liars. And then the juror's explanation, he claims he knows this because of his life experiences. He says, I've lived among them all my life. He says because of where the boy grew up and his race and ethnicity, he must be a liar. He's using pathos because he's emotional and wants the audience to feel angry at too. And it's also slanting because he's only bringing up his experience that proves some slum kids are liars instead of other, like how there's many who grow up in slums who are not liars. So he's hiding the evidence. And then juror 10's basing his opinion on bigoted stereotypes, and many other jurors believe this about people from the slums and buy into it. And that's based on what happens in the story. It's also a mix of your own opinion. Does it seem like they were persuasive? Because sometimes we don't really know till later in the story. So that is what your thing should look out, your analysis of each evidence should look like. Notice you have to do this 3 times. So the one argument, 2, and 3. They might say guilty all 3 times. That's fine. It should be, but there should only be 1 from each day. So don't do all 3 from the first 20 pages of reading. Just do 1. We're reading for 3 days, so you only have to do 1 a day, and you'll be caught up totally fine. Stick with your juror that you choose. So if you choose number 9, stick with number 9 the whole time. And that's all you have to do, just analyzing their argument. And otherwise you're just enjoying the story. Just keep an eye out for the one juror you're assigned to and the arguments that they're making. Please email me if you have questions or you're struggling on this, and just use this example as a guide. Just remember, what's their claim? You summarize their claim, give their evidence. So like literally what did they say is their evidence, and then summarize and elaborate on what their argument was instead of putting more quotes in. And then you'll just analyze it by saying, do they use ethos, pathos, logos, or their logical fallacies? Was he persuasive? So that's the assignment, and good luck.